What's good with it? What's good with it? What's good with it? Ooh wee, and all of that. What's going on, my peoples? It's your man AK Infinity. Follow me on Twitter at AK Infinity _ VVS. This is the Rockets Propaganda Channel. Going live before the game tonight. Because there's so much uncertainty about the game. Well, not the game, but injuries and all that with the Philadelphia 76ers and all of that. I wasn't gonna talk too much about the game anyway. We're gonna get to the preview for that game towards the end of this, like getting closer to that kind of tip off part. But before I do all of that, I wanted to get on here and kind of just go through some of this March data that I'm looking at. We're making this playoff run, man. This stretch run down the stretch. We're trying to, jockey for some playoff seeding. I think, as I said before, man, I think we are we over the whole play-in talk at this point. We over the whole play-in talk. We're not finna do no play-in. We doing straight playoffs. We ain't got to worry about whether or not we're actually gonna make the playoffs. Man, we're over that. We've skipped a stage. The rebuild is rebuilding the way that it should. Mostly I would say. So I kind of wanted to get on here and just take like a big picture overview of everything we've done. Not of everything we've done, but just what the stats look like. Since people like stats and people think I don't like stats, I like stats, just not. I don't use stats the way a lot of other people do. For me, I use stats to try to add context to what I'm seeing. For some people, they use stats as the end all be all, like as if the game is being played on a calculator. I don't do all that. But real quick, what up, King? Boy, saying 6:29 right now. I'm gonna just camp out till we start. King, you a real one, bro. Salute for sure. Salute for sure. Yeah, man. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to it, man. So what I'm finna pull up right now, I'm finna pull up this advanced analytics, advanced numbers for March at the moment. All right, I think we good to go. Yeah, here we go. So peep this. So leading the way by way of net rating on the team, no surprise, right? Tari Eason plus damn near a plus 19. So that's good. Just FYI, everybody in the rotation is a plus. And everybody really on the team is a plus except Reed Shepherd, which, I mean, take that with a grain of salt. Rookie, I don't really hold too much weight on that right now. But yeah, man, Tari Eason, obviously, analytics darling. It's a guy that when he's on the court, no matter what, we just better off for it one way or the other. Like, he's always a net positive. If you look at the box scores game by game by game, if you look at the plus minus, he's typically a positive. Now, when you look at net rating doesn't actually show you lineup data and who they're playing with a lot of the times, but you can kind of, if you watch the games enough, you can kind of deduce, what is what, if you know what I mean. If you really understand what you're watching. King said there's lots of intangibles that don't show up on the stat sheet. You damn right. But Tari got tangibles too. So yeah, that hustle that he plays with, man, is unmatched on his team, damn near in the league. We can see that there. Like a lot of times, man, this net rating is really high for like role players, especially high level role players. Because when you think about it, if you look at championship teams, man, a lot of times it's not really the superstars, it's these role players that's making a difference around the edges. When you hear people talk about making a trade around the edges, it's really these role players, it's really a certain skill set. And then some of these role players have a bunch of different skills that they bring to the court that contribute in a positive way. And that is definitely Tari Eason with all the hustle plays, the timely steals, blocks, defense, fast break points, knowing where to be for the most part. Sometimes he have little bonehead mistakes here and there, but for the most part, as you can see, this is one of them things that match the eye test. Like you watch and you're like, yeah, bro is a game wrecker on defense. You know what I'm saying? So it's a wonderful thing to watch Tari Eason play, man. If you really a basketball guy like that. King say screening don't show up on the stat sheet. Hockey assists don't show up on the stat sheet. Diving on the floor for loose balls don't show up on the stat sheet. It shows hell don't. You're right, King. None of that show up on the stat sheet, man. And to me, basketball is not. If you really get into the weeds of watching the game, a lot of the good stuff that's happening is not stuff that's going to show up on the stat sheet anyway. And those are the guys who make the biggest difference. I bring up PJ Tucker a lot. As far as a guy who's like that too, where you always look at he ends up being a plus, but you go look at the stats, the raw stats, 0 points, 2 rebounds. He ain't putting up a lot of raw stats. Well, he'll rebound more, but for the most part, he's not putting up a lot of the sexy stats. But you go look at their plus minus, and the team is just better off because he's there. Making an extra pass is one of my favorite things to watch. Like, this is a guy who come in, he know his role, and he play his role to a T. He's taking less shots so that other guys can take more shots. You know what I'm saying? Which brings me over to Steven Adams. Man, you look at, and this is, by the way, this is all in March. This is all March. This ain't on the season. This is just March. Steven Adams in the month of March, plus 16.8, damn near plus 17, which is nuts in his little 16.7 minutes a game. That's crazy. That is a nutty number, bro, for his little time on the court. And if you look, he got the highest rebound rate, well, second highest rebound rate, if you count Fali Dante, which he only played like a couple games. Well, really just one game. But if you look at rebound rate for normal rotation players on this team, like Steven Adams is blowing everybody the hell out the water, man. It's crazy. So that's a tangible stat, obviously. But one of the intangible things that he does is the boxing out, which ain't going to show up on the stat sheet. Like, a lot of times you see a team will commit 2 guys to trying to box out Steven Adams so he don't get the offensive rebound. And on the other hand, too, on the other end, well, same end, honestly. Same. Well, defensively, they send 2 people at him, too, to box him out sometimes. But Steven Adams is the king of the screen assist. Like, that boy set a pick on you, and you stuck. Like, you're not going nowhere. And you can see it rub it off on LP a little bit, too. Like, LP's starting to get really good at that, at setting screens. I don't know if y'all been paying attention. But, yeah, LP's starting to get a little bit stronger. Not that he was a bad screen setter. He was always a good one, but he's been better. I think Steven Adams has made him better, made him a better screener. Yeah, another thing that Steven Adams does, too, man, I want y'all to pay attention to something right quick. If you look at everybody in the rotation, which is pretty much this whole list for the most part, Steven Adams has by far the lowest usage rate. Now, to me, this is just my opinion. I might be tripping. I might be wrong. Y'all correct me if I am. But to me, a good role player, again, the PJ Tucker thing, low usage complements high usage. Which brings me to Alperen Sengun. You look, and this is why that double big lineup a lot of times looks really good out there. Low usage, Steven Adams. High usage, Alperen Sengun. That's the compliment right there. Steven Adams clears the way for Alperen Sengun to do whatever he do. He gets off the ball. A lot of times he'll clear out for rebounds, opening up rebounds for Alperen Sengun. A lot of times he'll sit. Some of y'all don't know. Sometimes he'll set a big on big screen off the ball, get LP open. Next thing you know, LP got a mismatch in the post on a power forward. Boom. Easy 2. That's why his to me, this might be me kind of misremembering, but to me, I think that is part of why Alperen Sengun's efficiency has gone up. Low-key, I'm gonna look at that in a second here too. I'm gonna look at that here in a second. King got some more comments he wanted to say. He said Tyrese Maxey isn't starting tonight, which means he probably ain't playing. Yeah, that whole Philadelphia situation is so funny, which is why I just decided to do a little bit something different today. Because I don't know what they got going on over there, man. It's hard for me to really say. I don't know who's gonna play. I don't know how they're going to play. It's just too weird. It's too weird. So I just said, screw it. We're gonna do something different today. King also said, I wish Jabari would screen better. he be doing the now you see me, now you don't screen. Yeah, he be doing sometimes. Yeah, he be doing them Christian Wood screens, but he also a little thin guy, bro. He got to get better at that. Udoka got to work with Jabari on them screens, man. I ain't gonna lie. That would open up his effectiveness at the 5-2. And also that would make him a better, like, I think I've said this before where I think Jabari would be a really good pick and pop player if they used it a little bit more, because he can shoot. Like he ain't got to float all the way to the 3-point line. Like he can pick and pop to the free throw line and eat like that. Easy. Like easy money. That should be easy money for him because that's his shot. Right there at the free throw line, 15-foot area. That's like automatic for him. But back to these numbers. But yeah, man, Alperen Sengun, when they go to double big lineup, man, I think this is where we're seeing. This is part of what I mean. Alperen Sengun's net rating has been, I think, it's the best for the starters. But I mean, this was before they started doing the whole double big stuff. But ever since they have been doing the double big, his net rating has gone up because that really complements Alperen Sengun probably the most on the team. And it's good to see, man. It's good to see. And I think it kind of gives you an idea of something that they can possibly go for when it comes to team building. If they want to, maybe draft another big guy they can play with Alperen Sengun theoretically. Somebody who can also kind of set screens and pass. That's another thing Steven Adams does well, too. He's a really underrated passer. People don't really realize that, but he's a really good passer. It was a play last game. He had the ball like at the elbow-ish, closer around to the wing-ish. I think JG gave him the ball. I think he got a double. He got off the ball, gave it to Steven Adams. JG faked like he was gonna cut to the basket and then fake right back out and come back out, and then he cut right back to the basket again. Steven Adams found him on the back door. Boom, easy layup, easy money. It's stuff like that Steven Adams be doing. He can direct traffic out there too. Stuff like that kind of makes him so valuable, because running your offense through a big man in the post and the elbow is not a typical thing that teams play against. So when they actually see it, it's kind of hard for them to deal with. But yeah, man, that's Alperen Sengun for you, and that's crazy. his assist percentage is 24.2. That's way above everybody else on the team. Like, he's doing this damn thing, bro. He's really doing this thing. His true shooting percentage, as you can see, is up this month, 64.8, and his shooting percentage in general this month is 64%. His field goal percentage. He's doing his thing, man. Really liking what I'm seeing. It's like he's hitting a stride as the team is. He and the team together are hitting a stride at the right time during the stretch run, man, trying to jockey for that seeding. Amen Thompson, he's only played 4 games this month with that ankle sprain, but in his 4 games, you can see what he's doing, man. He's 4th in net rating, 9.8, damn near 10. His usage has gone up as the season has gone on. Like, he has slightly, and this is just for this month, he's got a little bit less of a usage than Fred VanVleet this month. I got to check and see what it is on the season, though. But I want to see that. That's what I want to see. Like, if you even look at, we're going to get to it later. We're going to get to it a little bit. Fred VanVleet, you look at his usage, 16.6. That's down from the season. He a little bit more than that on the season, but he's taking a step back. He's just playing more of a role now. His young guys are starting to. He's trusting his young guys more. I want to say he's trusting his young guys more. He's doing this. He's since coming back. He hasn't really had to turn on the jets and be too aggressive offensively, except for that one quarter against who we played last? Mavericks? That wasn't the Mavericks. Who the hell we played last? I can't even remember. Whoever the hell we played last and that we the Bulls. Yeah, he had to do his thing in that second quarter against the Bulls because we was tripping. But came out in the half. JG and Alp said, "All right, you can go sit your little old ass down now. We got this." And they brought us home. But Fred did what he was supposed to do as a veteran. He kept us up above water. You know what I'm saying? Kept the game manageable. We were leading, but he kept it respectable so that these young guys can, figure out whether or not they want to be them dudes. in the rest of the game, and they did that. Jalen Green, he's next on the net rating list at 8.1 for a guy who's always been up, down, up and down, up and down, up and down. A guy who has been called a negative player no matter what. Well, being a +8 is not a negative, if you ask me. Maybe I'm bad at math. Maybe a +8 is a bad thing. I don't know. You tell me. I might be kind of stupid. Maybe it's possible. But shout out to JG for actually, you know what I'm saying, being a positive on the court this season for most of the season. One might also say JG probably been the most consistent player on this team this year. That ain't saying much, but he's been more consistent than everybody else, including Alperen Sengun. Low key, it's just that there's no attention on it. Alperen kind of been up and down too. It really ain't kind of like he's been up and down. He really has. So there's that for you. What's another thing JG doing good, or at least what the numbers are saying? True shooting percentage, I don't like the 52.7. I want that more around 56 and above. But I will deal with that because his aggression hasn't waned at all. He still stayed aggressive. Been a couple of games where he's got to the free throw line this month too. So I think that kind of helps the true shooting percentage out a little bit. But you know, he's got room to improve, and I think he's on an upward trajectory right now. He's starting to hit that March Jalen Green that we know and love. Oh snap! King said something. King said, "Bulls." Oh yeah, appreciate you. Yeah. Generational hater. Oh man, I ain't see you in here. Shout out to you, man. I think it's my first time seeing you in here. JG been playing through injuries and getting mauled at the rim with no cause all season. This is very true. That's not a generational hating comment though, man. I was expecting some hateration going on, but appreciate you for the comment, man. All right, Dillon Brooks. I hate that I like Dillon Brooks so much, and it's gonna be kind of hard for me to justify some of his numbers. So the one thing that sticks out to me about Dillon Brooks, my oh my, I want y'all to check this out. Some of y'all probably already see it, bruh. Dillon Brooks got a 20% usage rate. 20%. This is Dillon Brooks, who's supposed to be a fifth option on this team. Matter of fact, let me see where he ranked. Tari Eason got a higher usage. So first is Jalen Green at 25. God, dog. 25% for Jalen, 24 for Alp, 21 for Tari, which is a little bit high for him. But I'm glad it's above Dillon Brooks. But Dillon Brooks at 20.3% usage rate. My goodness. Look, when Dillon has it going, it looks good. But you got to check when Dillon actually has it going. Like, how is he getting his shots? Like, if he out there trying to get in his bag and be on his Kobe time, a lot of times when he's doing that, that's because that's what the defense wants. Like, the defense is giving him that lane to do whatever he wants, because that means that nobody else is going to get opportunities like that, because Dillon is not the best at, getting off the ball and passing to his teammates. If you look, man, look at his assist percentage. It's low. We're going to get to Jabari. I know some of y'all want to get on me about Jabari. We're going to talk about that. Oh, snap. King got another comment, said generational hater salute. Yeah, that's funny. Generational hater say, I hate on 29 teams, and the Rockets are not one of them. That's cool, man. That's cool. We certainly appreciate it, man. Appreciate your time this evening. King, Rocket Symbols, Generation. Well, y'all just going back and forth. But yeah, man. Dillon, man. Now, Dillon's been playing well, but that usage rate got to come down some, man. Why is this usage rate higher than Amen Thompson and Fred VanVleet? Like, this right here is the problem with Dillon Brooks. This. Nothing like the other stuff he does is decent, it's cool. Not really tripping. Like when he can take advantage of a mismatch every now and again, but I think we kind of lean on it a little bit too much. Like we gotta dial some of that back. And them opportunities need to go elsewhere, honestly. This 20% usage rating is ridiculous for Dylan Brooks. Now, Jabari. He's played 9 games this month, which is every game this month. His net rating is 5.5, which, as much as I was talking all that nonsense about him being very important to this team, I'm still on that, honestly. It's not going to reflect necessarily in the net rating, but Jabari's game his effectiveness doesn't fluctuate up and down like a lot of other guys. Like, it's a steady thing. Like, you know what you're going to get. You know what's going to happen when he's on the floor. You know how he's going to shoot. You know how, well, even the shooting is a little bit, it hasn't been the same since he came back outside of maybe a couple of games. But Jabari, he's a guy who knows his role. You know what you're going to get out of him. Time by time by time, play by play, game by game, quarter by quarter, all that. You know what you're gonna get out of him no matter what. It's just consistent all the way through and through. His usage is also 17.1. That's 3 points below Dylan Brooks. And this is actually up because he's been a lot more aggressive getting his shots and attacking defense on offense since coming off the bench. Even though his shot attempts are around the same per game coming off the bench, if you look how he's getting the shots, it's a lot more aggressive. It's a lot more intentional. They are trying to get him the ball, trying to get him in spots where all they got to do is score. They're trying to do that. It's intentional. It's on purpose. Generational hater say, you ever check out any RAPM stats like EPM on dunks and threes, for example? Great website for stat nerds. I'm going to look at that. I'm going to look into that, man. I'm gonna look into that. Then we got like 8 minutes before this game tip off. So this is what we're gonna do now. We're gonna look at lineup data. By the way, I'm on NBA.com if y'all can't tell, so y'all can go do this yourself so you know I ain't just making up numbers and capping to y'all. All right. So let's peep these 5-player lineups. I don't know if I want to go by let's not do traditional. That's old school. We're gonna do advanced. All right. Now, I don't know if I want to do minutes or I want to do net rating. I'm going to do minutes. Let's do minutes. All right. So, the most used lineup this month is Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green, Amen Thompson, Tari Eason, Alperen Sengun. I think this was mostly when Fred was out. This lineup has actually been stupid good. It's a plus 31.3, which is crazy good. I can work with this here. The good assist rating of 23%, or assist ratio of 23. Assist percentage is 61.9. Defensive rating is 105.7, which is just about where we at on the season as a team. But that offensive rating is crazy. I can tell you why. At least from the eye test perspective, you got Tari Eason, Amen Thompson, and Jalen Green, you got 3 guys who want to get out there and run, and they will be very intentional about it. So that's probably what it is. But then again, when you sit here and you look at pace, the pace don't match that. So maybe I'm tripping. Rebound percentage is 51.5, which is I believe that might be less than where we at on the season. Is that less than where we are in the season? Oh no, I'm tripping. Yeah, this is on the season. Never mind. This is still March. I'm tripping. We still in March. But yeah, this lineup right here has been really good. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, I really ain't got a whole lot of complaints about it. Like when they play together. Second most used lineup this month is Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green, Alperen Sengun, Jabari Smith Jr. Ho hum. Regular 15.3 net rating. Y'all already know about this lineup right here, man. This is our solid lineup. I guess one would say either Fred or Jabari might be an issue in this lineup, but I don't even see the issue. This is the lineup that got you to the 2 seed. So I wouldn't even do too much complaining about that, man. Hold on. We got some comments. King says Jabari might be a late bloomer. I'm convinced when he comes into his zone, he's going to be scary. Yeah, I've been saying that too. When he gets his man body, I think he's gonna be like a real problem for the NBA, man. I think he'll be like a real matchup problem. Like, I'm not saying he's gonna go out there and average 25 points, 12 rebounds. I'm not saying that. He's just gonna be one of them guys who he's gonna be a near max guy. He's gonna be right now. If you see this right now, it's his baseline. Imagine when he's got a little bit more weight on him, or not necessarily weight, a little bit more strength on him. He's playing a lot more at the 5. Defensively, he's starting to round into form. He'll be able to guard bigger guys more often than he does. And I think the key for him, what is probably going to make him most effective is being, I don't know if it's either handle or 3-point shooting consistency. Handle, I don't think is really that, it ain't really all of that important. I just think he needs like one move to go to, like a one dribble pull up. The fadeaway is kind of inconsistent right now, that little mid post fadeaway. But if he got like a little, if he's more consistent on that mid post fadeaway and then like a one dribble pull up and being able to like attack a closeout with, like if he can attack a closeout, that's gonna change the game for him because he's a willing passer. So if he can ever attack a closeout very well, I'm with it. Like Jabari's numbers, that's another thing too. He's not gonna necessarily be a guy who puts up a whole hell of a lot of big numbers. He's gonna be very consistent though, to me. Generational Hater says Jabari has really improved as a shot blocker, which has been a nice progression from him. Amenatory energy spreads to guys like LP, Jalen, and Jabari. Oh, hell yeah. That's definitely facts right there. King said very true. Yeah. All right. Back to these 5-man lineups. The next most used lineup has been in 5 games. It's Dillon Brooks, Jalen Green, Alperen Sengun, Jabari Smith Jr., Tari Eason. This one is a negative 29.5 in 5 games in 23 minutes. I can't tell you what the problem is with that. Well, man, I don't know what the problem is with that one. I can't really say off the top of my head. I probably got to go watch it a little bit more. We're probably going to see it tonight. Who knows? No, well, I don't know. If we see it tonight and it looks bad again against the lowly 76ers, we probably should never see that again. Next most used lineup. This is just in 1 game, 23 minutes. We're not even finna go over that. It's because it's been 1 game. This one, 2 games, Van Vliet, Dillon Brooks, Jalen Green, Alperen Sengun, Tari Eason. So this lineup is a plus 48.8. Defensive rating is 95.7. Oh my goodness. Jesus Christ. It's crazy that for guys like Alperen Sengun and Jalen Green, guys who were always considered negative defenders, it's crazy they always in our best defensive lineups. Isn't that crazy to y'all? Isn't that crazy to y'all? So what they tell you? Basketball ain't played on reputation, man. It's played on the court. You just gotta some guys have got better chemistry with other guys defensively as well. It's not just an offensive thing, man. But this lineup right here, I think this might be the lineup that it's possible that they even go with a lineup like this when Amen Thompson comes back. It's possible. And the reason I say that is that lineup, if you look at the same lineup and replace Tari Eason with Amen Thompson, that same lineup is horrid. Analytically, for everybody who loves analytics, that lineup is absolute garbage. Absolute. You can't keep starting the game at a deficit every game like that. But this lineup, you put Tari Eason in there in place of Amen Thompson, all right. And then you come off the bench with Amen and Jabari off the bench, let them build some chemistry with each other. You know what I'm saying? Amen can create for Jabari, get him shots, get him, be more aggressive getting him shots, and Amen Thompson can be more aggressive getting himself shots. I like that 1-2 punch coming off the bench, but that's just me. That's just me, man. Another lineup that we not gonna look at too much because it's negative 51.5, and it's a lineup that we'll probably never see again. Holiday, Landale, Tate, Nate Williams, and Cam Whitmore. We're not even gonna waste our time discussing that. Dillon Brooks, Jalen Green, Alperen Sengun, Jabari Smith, Amen Thompson. This is a lineup that, in theory, you would think would be good. In 16 minutes, this lineup is minus 10.7. In 16 minutes. Let's see what they do good. Let's see what they're not good at. They're not good at defending anybody, which don't make any sense with their lineup. They can score, but they can't guard. That's bad. You would think a lineup with Dillon Brooks, Jabari, and Amen Thompson, you would think they'd at least be solid defensively, but they're bad defensively. Don't make no damn sense. It's game from the tip off here in a second. Y'all let me know if y'all want me to even go through like matchups and who gonna scrap and all that for the 76ers, man. I don't feel like doing it. I don't even know who gonna play. Honestly, I don't even know who gonna play. Generational Hater said a lot of these plus minus stats have flaws because they don't take things like opponent strength into account. This is very true. RAPM stats were created and have been continuously refined to address the inconsistencies of plus minus. I'm gonna look more into that then, man. You're right. King said I'm gonna have to check out some RAPM. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing, man. There's a few stats like RAPM models, and most GMs have their own teams that create their own models using more in-depth data. Man, we got these commas in there, boy. But stats like EPM use play-by-play data, so it knows what's happening at all times in every game. Okay, cool. I'm gonna look some of that up, man. And let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Matter of fact, hold on. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and do the whole little rundown of whatever the hell we going to deal with tonight with the 76ers. He said, I don't know dudes who's playing for Philly tonight. Right. I don't know either. I haven't really kept up a lot with Philly this season because screw them. They're just not a fan of whatever's going on up there, man. Injury report for Philadelphia, everybody's injured. Let's just say that. For the Rockets, it's Amen Thompson and Reed Sheppard. Who's scrapping? Man, listen. Maybe some fans in the stands is going to scrap. Maybe somebody from Philly in the stands, wearing a James Harden jersey, and there's going to be somebody else from in the crowd, maybe with a Amen Thompson jersey. He's going to grab the person with a Philly jersey and toss them onto the court. Maybe that's what's going to happen. I don't know who's scrapping tonight, y'all. X factors. Referees are the X factor right now for the Philadelphia 76ers. If they decide they're not going to call no fouls for the Rockets, then the 76ers got a chance. For the Rockets, X factor is going to be Ime Udoka and his rotations. That's the X factor for the night, man. Matchups to watch. Jalen Green versus the referees. Does he get to the free throw line tonight? Yes or no? I say no because he doesn't get to the free throw line like that. Keys to the game. All right, I can be a little bit more serious on this one. Keys to the game. Take the game serious. Don't get them, like I've been saying the last couple of games against booty juice ass teams. No offensive. Make sure you defensive rebound. Protect the 3-point line and guard at the 3-point line. Do not turn the ball over. You turn the ball over and you give up offensive rebounds. Those are the two easiest ways to let a team that got no business playing ball with you. It's the easiest way to get them some confidence, and now they feel like they can beat you. Now they riding the high on you. So just keep that in mind. And don't let them get hot from three because that's another equalizer. The three equalizers in basketball: offensive rebounds, 3-point shot, and turnovers, which usually turn into extra opportunities for the other team. So no equalizers for Philadelphia. All right, halftime and final score. I probably ain't gonna be that serious with this one. Halftime, let's say 78-45 at halftime. Rockets. Final score 137-101. Rockets. Maybe player of the game. Hell. Aaron Holiday. Yeah, bro. Hold up. All right. King says, I already read that. King said my matchup to watch for is Dillon and John Doe. God, dog, you call him John Doe. That's disrespectful, but I agree with it. Matchup to watch. Dillon Brooks and John Doe. Rockets have dominated rebounding stats all season, but after out-rebounding our opponents by plus 51 in the last two games, we've grown our margin even more. Yeah, that's a win condition for us. If we rebound, we typically win. If we don't, we damn near guaranteed to lose. King says Scrap might be Nick Nurse and Tony Brothers. Oh, Tony Brothers reffing? Man, I don't know, man. Philly might have a chance. Tony Brothers don't like the Rockets for whatever reason. King is laughing. Anyway, that's about it for this little quote unquote pregame. Appreciate everybody for pulling up, watching me go through some of the data that I'll be looking at sometimes. At least what I think is important. Let me know if y'all like this though in the comments or not. I can do this a little bit more often. I might start doing this a little bit more in previews and game previews. Just to spice it up a little bit, switch it up a little bit from time to time. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that. In the meantime, if you still here at this point and you ain't subscribed, don't be ahead of your whole life. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment for me down below. This is your man's AK Infinity. Follow me on Twitter /X at AK Infinity _VVS. This is the Rockets Propaganda Channel. We out.